All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It is another fantastic Monday morning here at Health Plan Markets. It is May 23rd, 9:02 a.m. Thank you guys very much for taking the time this morning to jump on the calls. And as a reminder, we do have these calls recorded every week just in case you can't make a Monday call because you're with a client. We totally understand. Make sure that clients come first in case they do want to see you early on Monday morning. We do record these as well. So you can find them at our YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about that again as well this morning. But why are we here? Other than to earn a paycheck, we are here to improve the lives of our community with affordable health care. Thank you for being a part of that mission, and thank you for all you do. But in order for us to be the pros and experts in our craft, we must continue to have one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field. At all times, we have to continue our training so we are sharp, and we can help our clients the best way we know how. So let's jump over to the training calendar for the week. And those of you that are joining us online, you should be able to see my share screen here. If you are calling in, please note that the email that I send out every week has a link so you can join us online. So that way you can see our share screen live and have eyes on what I'm talking about. So it makes it much easier for translation. Other than that, I am recording these and you can always reference them back on our YouTube channel as well. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. So for this week, we've got our webinars all throughout the week, and a couple of them that I want to point out. Our HPM Marketing Match webinar is being held almost daily now. We've got it on this morning, Monday at 10 o'clock, Tuesday at 9 o'clock, Wednesday at 11:30, and then Friday at 9:30. And we also have a Saturday session at 9 o'clock. That Marketing Match program is to better understand how you can get help with your marketing expenses, because we are covering 50%. So please join that if you're interested in learning on how to expand your marketing. We still have ACA training happening. The first one is today at 1 o'clock. And then we have one tomorrow at 7 p.m., another one Thursday at 9, Friday at 4:30, and Saturday at 2. Again, if you don't have the training calendar, please make sure you reach out to a team member so we can get your training calendar hooked in. Also, the Clever RX is still happening today at 3 o'clock. If you're interested in doing the discount prescription drug cards, by the way, this is a fantastic lead source, lead generation. People are calling folks for these discount cards. So if you're not doing that, check that out. That's at 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock on Wednesday, 12 p.m. on Thursday, 9 o'clock on Friday, and 1 o'clock on Saturday. We also have HPM Shop Training. We've got two types. We've got the webinar that goes over the overview. That's today at 7 p.m. We also have the deep dive session. That is tomorrow at 10 a.m. We have another HPM Shop at 9 and another one again at 7 p.m. on Thursday, Friday at 1 o'clock, and Saturday at 11:30. So please make sure you jump on that. We do have the Doctor Training Part 3, which has been launched and has been live since last week. So if you've done the physician training for HPM, we had Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Nick and I have been working these webinars. So Part 3 is happening at 4 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock on Wednesday, 2:30 on Friday, and a 7 o'clock on Saturday. For those of you that are deadly serious about working with providers and taking your doctor leads to the next level. And we also have Part 1 and Part 2 throughout the week as well. So if you haven't done those yet, please check the calendar and you can jump on one of those sessions. On Wednesday at 4 o'clock, Optum is doing their Business Academy. So if you are interested in working with Optum, this is a mandatory training class. They do require you to go through their Business Academy, Agent Academy. And so make sure that you jump on that if you haven't done so already. Also, another one to point out, Thursday, Devoted's doing their coffee and chat session for the Jacksonville market at 11:30 on Thursday. If you're interested in learning about Devoted meeting the broker manager, always a good idea. Thursday at 2 o'clock, Hpm is doing their Veteran Live Roadshow. So lots of great information on how to work with veterans and ensuring that you're getting the most accurate information with your veterans, and jump on that. That's on Thursday at 2 o'clock. So just a couple of highlights there. As you can see, we've got lots and lots of webinars happening throughout the week. So please make sure you're attending those, because we want to make sure that you're smart. That's how it works around here. Okay. Couple things to point out here, just shifting gears for a second. We have had an uptick in compliance investigations or complaints, and we're starting to notice that there's a lot of range of reasons on why people are calling in to complain, and these are coming in from CMS or coming in from the health plans. Some of them, some of you guys that are on the call have gotten one in the last couple of weeks or maybe the last month or so. And the good news is most of them have been unsubstantiated, which basically means that there's no harm, no foul. We do understand that there's some hyenas out there that are looking for an SEP with your members, and what that means is some folks are just telling their members to call into CMS and complain, so that it opens up an SEP. That does happen, but there are some significant things that I've noticed here, and what we want to do is ensure that your members have all the correct information. Sometimes they may have misunderstood a benefit. Sometimes they didn't quite listen to you at a certain point in the presentation. I'm seeing a trend of, I didn't know my benefits were limited to this dollar amount, or I didn't know that my prescription drug was this amount. Those are things that we absolutely have to ensure that we're going through with the member, because this is what's going to happen. You're going to have members call in, complain, and the health plans, they have a person there that says, hey, do you want to file a complaint? Because they're bored or whatever's going on. And unfortunately, you're tied to that application, and that's going to come back on you. So what can we do to prevent compliance issues? What can we do to prevent compliance issues? And the number one thing that you can do today, is call your clients. Call your clients, check in on them, ensure that they understand their plan, make sure that if they don't have any issues with the plan, if they called and they said, hey, I thought my benefits were this or that, it would be best if they call you or you call them before they call the health plan. Because when they call the health plan, it may already be too late for a compliance issue to have occurred. So being proactive can really save you from several compliance issues, because it's going to pull you out of the field, and then we've got to do a coaching and we've got to do paperwork. It's a whole thing. So we were talking with the team last week about this issue, and Tom came up with this, and this is really great. I think many of you are afraid of calling your clients because you're afraid of opening up a can of worms. And Tom responded, well, wouldn't it be better if you opened up a can of referrals? And I thought that was brilliant. So would you rather have a can of worms, or would you rather have a can of referrals? So our number one lead source in this business, in the agency, is client referrals. And you have to have a game plan for generating client referrals. If your game plan is wait for your clients to call you with a referral, that game plan is going to fail. Okay. So being proactive, calling your members and saying, hey, Mrs. Jones, I know you were a little shaky on that over-the-counter benefit. Do you want me to go back through that with you? Hey, did you have any questions on your medications? Oh, you're having a problem at the pharmacy. Let me help you with that. You see, the proactive approach versus them calling the health plan and complaining against you could generate referrals. So I love that. Do you want a can of worms, or do you want a can of referrals? Okay. Don't be afraid to call your clients. They're your clients. They did business with you because they absolutely like you. They prefer you. And so if you're not calling your clients, you are doing yourself a disservice, because this is the perfect time of year to call your clients. This is the perfect time of year to go see them if they're in your area. This is the perfect time of year to do that because it's a little bit slower and it will generate referrals. And we're going to talk again about some of the SEPs that are available because I think SEPs are hot right now, okay? All right, now, another thing you could be doing right now when you're calling your clients is preparing for AEP. What can you do to prepare for AEP by calling your clients today? You all have access to HPM Shop. HPM Shop, you can build out your profile with your clients and you can help them load in all of the information that you need to get prepared for AEP. Many of you were in a rush this past season because we had our new software system. However, we've had it now for going on 14 months. And we want to ensure that you're using the software to the best of your ability. How nice would it be if on AEP on October 1, Mrs. Jones calls you and you already have everything you need for Mrs. Jones in HPM Shop? You have her address, her phone number, her email address. You have all of her doctors saved. You have all of the medications that she takes saved. Because this is the time of year that you want to go ahead and connect their Medicare.Gov account to their HPM Shop account, okay? So that way you can pull down their medications, pull down 18 months of medications with the Medicare Blue button, but you don't want to be doing those things in the middle of AEP. You want to be doing them now. You want to be calling your members and saying, hey, do you have about 30 minutes where we can just chat and I can get your prescriptions loaded up into the Medicare.Gov account and sync it with our software system. So when October hits, it's already a run situation. Okay. This is thinking smart, guys. This is selling smart. This is servicing smart with your clients. Okay. Because if you want to have the most successful AEP, you need to think about speed. You need to think about efficiencies. And the only way that you're going to get more and more efficient is if you are preparing for AEP. One of the things you can do right now to prepare for AEP is sync up everybody's Medicare.Gov account. If they don't have a Medicare.Gov account, it literally takes 8 minutes for them to set it up, for you to set it up. Set it up, less than 8 minutes, and you have they have a My Medicare.Gov account. What I would say is, Mrs. Jones, I'd like to empower you with your healthcare information, and so let me set you up with an official Medicare.Gov account. On this account, you'll be able to access your Medicare claims, your Medicare ID number, what plan you're on, a list of all your medications, your primary care doctor, all of that information you have access to 24 hours a day. Let me set you up. Let me empower you and give you that information at your fingertips, okay? In addition to that, I'd like to sync our systems together so that way in open enrollment, we can ensure that we pick out the right plan for you by ensuring that I have all of your medications saved in HPM Shop, okay? So this is a perfect time of year to, number one, check in with your clients to reduce your compliance issues. Check in with your clients to do that. Number two, prepare them and get ready and set them up with that Medicare.Gov account, okay? And number three, ask for referrals. Once you get all that done, perfect time of year to continue to ask for referrals, all right? Now, if you do need some coaching, if you need some training, with this, or if you need help, we're happy to help do that, as well as for any specific company. If you do need some assistance for training, some one-on-one, some coaching, please don't live on an island, guys. Please shoot up a flare. We're here to help because we don't win if you don't win, and we want to help you win. Okay, so that's what it's all about. Also on the training, I do want to remind folks that we do have, talking about compliance, we do have a sales process video that I had launched last year, and I'm just sharing this with you guys really quick here. It's on our YouTube channel. This is what it looks like. If you type in HPM sales process training, this should pull up, and this is specifically for Medicare Advantage. but this is about a 42-minute training, and it walks you through exactly what you need to know to ensure that you're doing the sales process correctly for Medicare Advantage. This is very, very important, okay? There is new compliance coming down from CMS about call recording. And what that means initially from CMS is that they are saying that next year in 2023 for October, we will need to record the enrollment process if you're doing the enrollment remotely, okay? So if you're using HPM Shop, we are exploring the option of recording calls for you using HPM Shop. But if you are doing remote enrollments, then you will have to have a system for recording your calls per CMS. Now, we'll have more details to follow on this, but that is initially what CMS is saying, is that you will need to record your calls if you are enrolling people remotely, okay? Again, we are most likely going to have that feature inside HPM Shop, but we are exploring that option as well. So again, it's all in one. So when you're ready to do the actual enrollment, you click record, and that recording is saved for 10 years for compliance purposes as well. So really cool stuff happening to ensure that we have the efficiencies available for you on the enrollment software. So that's more to come. But we will be talking about the sales process more and more as we get closer to AEP, because I know some of you move very, very fast and you kind of just do your thing. But please review the sales process. We want to ensure that you're compliant and we don't make a boo-boo on the way to getting things done there. Okay, now that we're moving into 2023, June is AHIP month. So that means that the 2023 AHIP is going to be coming out in approximately 1 month from today. So already we're getting in gear for the next selling season. But that also means a renewal in your contracts. So United Healthcare and Humana both have a policy that if you have not yet written one application, you must write one application per year in order to avoid a fee for lack of production. Now, with United Healthcare, you may receive a notice very shortly that says that you, within your contract year, if you have not written at least one sale, written at least one United Healthcare supplement or Medicare Advantage plan, that they will fine you $150 for a lack of production fee. Okay, that's a lack of production fee that will go to you for $150 for not writing at least one United Healthcare sale in the calendar year. So make sure that you are doing that. With Humana, they will charge you approximately, I believe it's $120. And with Humana, if you do not pay that amount, then they could terminate you for lack of production. If they terminate you, you will then have to pay not one, but two lack of production fees, one for the past and one for the future, because they feel that you are a high-risk individual for not producing again. So they want you to prepay the next one. Okay, so those are the two carriers that I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of. So if you have contracted with Humana, if you have contracted with United, and you're getting to the end of the year and you have not yet written at least one policy for United or one policy for Humana, please make sure that you are really gauging up on those plans so you can offer one or both of those plans for your members if you're contracted with both. We don't want to see you get hit with a lack of production fee on that, okay? Okay, we do have, just as a reminder, we do have a couple things that I wanted to point out here. The nationwide SEP is still available for Aetna. This is apparently for COVID. So they do have the COVID response unit that's happening at Aetna. And because of that, they are opening it up to all the nation, pretty much nationwide. They do have this SEP available from April 16 to September 30. Again, that's from April 16 to September 30 you're going to write first of the following month. So if you bump into somebody today and you've got to get them enrolled, you can enroll them in Aetna. You're going to select weather-related incident or weather-related disaster. That's on the application, so that should be there on HPM Shop. And you'll get them enrolled in any Aetna plan nationwide. Doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter where they live, as long as Aetna's in their market. You can enroll them for a Medicare Advantage plan. You'll enroll them for the first of the following month. So if you bump into them today you would get them set up for June 1st effective. Okay. I want to remind you that that's out there. That also is available for prescription drug plans as well, PDPs. So in case you bump into a supplement, somebody on a supplement, and they're having a boo-boo and they want to get out of it, you can go ahead and get that done by selecting Aetna as their SEP. Okay, and that's weather-related incident for Aetna. It's a nationwide SEP at this point. Okay, that is only for Aetna. We've gotten some communications from some other carriers that have learned about this nationwide SEP, and they have decided not to participate. So that is fine, but Aetna is participating, and we want to ensure that you know this, so in case your members call you and they have to get out of their plan, you can go ahead and get them enrolled in Aetna. Again, the SEP is going to roll until September 30th. Okay. I also want to remind you that the WellCare value-based enrollment has been ticked up. So you're going to see a bump up to $120 for the HRA form to be completed. And that is the value-based enrollment. That is just for the WellCare HRA plans for the DSNP and CSNP as well. So you're going to see the DSNP and CSNP plans. That is not available for the core plans. The core plans do not have a spiff for the HRA forms on WellCare specifically. So keep that in mind. All right. So that, again, that's the chronic condition plans and the DSNP plans, the Medicare, Medicaid plans. Those value-based enrollments are $125. Okay. I may have said 120. Sorry about that. 125 on the value-based enrollment. So I do appreciate that, guys. All right. Last thing on the menu today is some exciting news that we heard from Florida Blue last week. So those of you that are offering Florida Blue, you are now going to be eligible for a gas card, a pretty significant one, for a $150 gas card. And I'm going to read you the actual form here. And basically the way that they're doing this is a mileage reimbursement for anyone that writes a Florida Blue application. So you do have to enroll at least one member. When you enroll that member, you're going to complete the form and you're going to mail it to our broker manager, which is Heidi Sierra at Blue Cross Blue Shield Florida. We'll get you her email. But I will send out email instructions on how to do that. But I do want to go through the form with you really quick this morning. So let me share my screen and I will pull that up for you. And that way you guys can kind of see what this forms look like. So we'll email this out to anyone that is currently contracted with Florida Blue, Blue Cross and Blue Shield. This is for the Medicare Advantage plan only for the Medicare Advantage plan, not the ACA plans, not the supplements, just the Medicare Advantage plans. And this is what the form looks like. See if I can make it a little bit bigger for you guys. And this is a broker attestation for mileage reimbursement form. You're going to put your name, address, your NPN number, and your the AOR number as well. Okay. So in order to receive a $150 gas card for mileage reimbursement, you must have driven at least 257 miles. And they have a formula here, 257 times, looks like 0.585. That equals $150.35. That's the federal mileage rate for 2022. To and from beneficiary appointments for Medicare Advantage related meetings from May 1st to May 31st. So if you've written any Blue Cross and Blue Shield, between May 1st and May 31st, you're eligible for a $150 gas card reimbursement. They may need proof of your mileage, $257. So it says this reimbursement is allowed per Title 42, Chapter 4, Subchapter B, Part 422, Subpart V, Section 422.2274. So they've got it nailed down that this is compliant and legit, that you can get $150 gas card here. Compensation does not include reimbursement from mileage to and from appointments for beneficiaries. So this is outside of your compensation. This is a simple gas card, okay? So how about that? If you've driven at least 257 miles to client appointments, doesn't have to be specifically for Blue, but if you've gotten any appointments between May 1st to May 31st and have driven at least 257 miles, and written one Florida Blue, at least one Florida Blue, you get a $150 gas card, and all you got to do is fill out this form and send it back to Heidi. Again, we'll send out instructions on how to do that. But there it is, guys. You've got a fantastic way to get some money back in your driving. So that's heidi.sierra@bcbsfl.com. Her phone number is 407-201-1788. You can reach out to her. Again, that's 407-201-1788. They will email you this form. So we're glad. Again, I'm going to email this to you. So if you've written at least one Florida Blue piece of business, you have $150 in gas coming back to you. Just make sure that you have some type of proof that you've driven 257 miles this month to client appointments. So that's how that works. Okay, we're at the top of the hour. I do appreciate everyone's call in this morning. We very much appreciate it. And we are very, very excited for this week. There's lots to do. I do believe that everyone should take advantage of this downtime in order to reach out to your clients and ensure that you get them set up on HPM Shop. So during AEP, you have everything you need to keep going and to be as efficient as possible. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next Monday. Have a great week.